Hey guys, 40s here, your dedicated and delusional Shaman player, bringing you a 1.1 League Start Guide for Shaman. This league, we are definitely going to start out with an Avalanche build, as Avalanche got a huge facelift, and it's looking pretty fun. So, I played Avalanche last week. This is going to be a bit different, and it's going to be kind of a combination of my Avalanche and my Shatter build. We're going to be playing Avalanche with auto-casted Upheaval and Shattering Totems, and you're going to see how it works. And we're going to try a few things. So getting into the build guide, let's kind of go over the passives for right now, for what they are. We're going to take points in Natural Attunement to 8 out of 8, 6 out of 6 in Gift, 5 out of 5 on Hunter's Restoration. I've got 1 point here. This is just in case I want to switch into this and take Spriggan Companion. It's going to depend on mana, so we'll see. But this is where right now I can drop this point. It doesn't need to be there, and put it like I don't know, right here. That's fine too. So we'll see. In our Beastmaster tree, we're going to go with the Ursine Strength, 8 points there. And then the Boarheart, we're going to take 4 points of Boarheart. Since they moved the other Boarheart talent out of here, we lose that damage reduction. But this is, we still got this one, so this is just what we're going to do. In the Druid tree, 5 points here. So this is my last Avalanche build. It was a Ward build, and Ward also is getting pretty nerfed and changed. So we're going to try using Endurance this time around. So we're gonna start here, and this will work good for League Start. And then we're gonna put 5 points in Druidic Prowess for more stats. We're gonna be stacking Attunement, of course. And then moving on to the Shaman tree, Shamanic Infusion, 8 points there. 8 points in Silent Protector. We're gonna see how this goes with the armor and the mana regen. We're doing this for the armor and the mana regen. We'll see if we need it. I don't know yet. 5 points into Totemic Fury. 4 points into Totemic Form. We need this for the shock and hit chance. Okay. 5 points in Earthen Supremacy. We're taking this for the attunement primarily, but also it's got that threshold for stun avoidance per attunement. We're going to be stacking attunement, so we'll see how good that is, if it's even needed. Maybe we'll get rid of these points and move it somewhere else. 2 points in Windbringer. That gets us to this node, which is Shattered Heavens, for plus 10 cold damage. So this will be spells and attacks to that cold damage. And then we're going to take Protective Circle for the all resistance, and Elemental Shrines for the threshold node there, increase mana regen per 1 attunement. This was buffed, so that'll be nice. We'll see how that goes. And then we're going to take this guy right here, Lagan's Answer, chance can Stormbolt on spellcast, 100% while channeling, 40% on spellcast. And then this guy right here, chance for indirect Stormbolt cast to double cast, so that's okay. Really, this is for the less damage taken. You're going to want to max this node out. I only put 5 points in here for now, but you're going to want to max this out as you get to higher level. And then Ascendant Circle, this was also changed and buffed, so it's a more spell damage multiplier with an active totem. We will have an active totem, so that'll work well. Okay, moving on to the gear. This build, since it's a League Start, is done with pretty basic and easy to get gear, okay? This new sword, Urin's Penance, has a level of 4, so you should be able to get this pretty easily. I think sometime between like starting and leveling, you'll get this sword. It's got a couple of really good stats on it. For sustain, it's got cold damage, just health. We're gonna be doing a lot of cold damage. It converts your Fury Leap base damage to cold. We are going to use Fury Leap, but we're not going to talent it. But still, I don't know what cold Fury Leap will look like. Maybe it'll look thematically cool. Who knows? But we're not taking it for that. So the bottom line there, cold penetration, 10 to 34%. That's a huge amount of cold pen. And this sword could end up working well late game. I don't know yet if it's going to compete with other things like the Alchemist Ladle, but at least off the get-go, this is a level 4 item, so this item is you're probably going to see 4 LP versions of this sword quite a bit, and swords do have some spell casting benefits that we can slam on to make legendaries, but for League Start, this is a good weapon. For the helm, ignore the base. You're going to want to look for a base like this as you move into the late game, but attunement, shared cold damage, percent health, and increased health. For the chest, Same thing, like that's a good base to get as you move into the late game. Attunement, vitality, health, increased health. The belt. This is a good base. It's got the poison and cold res on it. Increased cold damage, mana regen, hybrid health, and then increased health. For the boots, attunement, move speed, hybrid health, increased health. For the gloves, we're going to take that void res base, attunement, cast speed, health, and hybrid health. The offhand, we're going to use the Weaver's Will one for now, for a league start. This shouldn't be too hard to get. It does come with the +1 level, and then, the late game version of this build may be a version where we're like, okay, let's just find these until we get one with like +3 to Avalanche or something. So maybe, but for now, that's a good one to use for the start. If you find one along the way that's got like a +3 to Avalanche, then throw that on there. But this also does have less damage taken over time from slowed enemies, and everything will be slowed using Avalanche. So, the ring. Attunement, mana regen, health, fire res with the increased mana regen base. Good ring. Weaver's Will shield. This is going to benefit. This works very well on Shaman because we can get way over cap with resistances, so this is a good shield to use for now. And then the neck. The Bone Amulet base for the physical and necrotic resistance, and then the increased spell critical strike chance, cold pen, void resistance, health. So that's kind of what the gear is looking like for the start. This ring right here, Oshieron, this was changed, and I think it was kind of buffed because they changed the third line there to less damage taken from chilled enemies. So everything's going to be chilled. This ring is rare. If you can get one, throw it on. If not, just duplicate this ring. This will be a good ring to start with if you can find one, and it will give you some defensive barrier for now. And then this idol is the only idol I'm going to put in here because this idol is mandatory. At least one line of it is. So the chance on hit to summon a Thorn Totem, you need that. The increased cold damage per active totem, getting those two things together on this idol is very difficult. So don't worry too much about that. You're more than likely going to get something with like increased spell damage while you have an active totem alongside the Thorn Totem summoning. But if you can get one that has that combination, you're in Fat City, so that would be great. Let's see. Okay, going over the skills. Okay, so this is where things are kind of like up in the air still, and I'm going to have to do some testing because I've already, even since making this planner, I've already kind of thought about changing this up a little bit. But for now, here's what we got, okay? So for Avalanche, we're going to take the channeling node, put 1 point here, and that's to get us to this guy right here, Unyielding Storm. Avalanche persists after you stop channeling for a duration equal to how long you spend channeling. So if you channel it for 3 seconds, it'll continue to cast for up to 3 seconds after channeling. So what this means is that this boulder falls every 1.5 seconds. So if you spend 3 seconds channeling, you're going to get 2 boulders, and then after you stop, you're going to get 2 more boulders. That's 4 boulders of the big boulders, and then each time a big boulder hits, it's going to cast upheaval, okay? So every 6 seconds, you're going to get 4 upheaval boulders. Guaranteed. Okay, there's a caveat there, all right? So the caveat is from this note right here. Small boulders have a 20% chance to be replaced by large boulders. So we'll see how this works. And this is going to use 80% of the mana consumption of people. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what the mana is going to look like on this build. We'll have to see. So we may walk back from the channel here. We may like move over, drop all these points, and move over into the storm stack chance. So yeah, we'll just have to see, okay? And then right here, this base crit node, this is a really good node. 9% base crit chance. The small boulder chance on crit, sure, whatever. But this base crit is huge. I'm really glad they put this in the Avalanche tree. So outside of that, we're going to take the 3 out of 4 to be able to get us to this upheaval node. This is still a really good more damage multiplier for Avalanche. And then again here, hit damage, another multiplicative damage multiplier. While a totem's active, which we will have a totem active. So that's our Avalanche tree. So Warcry is like the first skill that would most likely be removed from the setup if we are going to move stuff around, and it would most likely be replaced with Gathering Storm. So I think I'm just gonna skip Warcry for now because I'm gonna give you guys a build update either at the end of day 1 or in the morning of day 2. So let's skip Warcry for now, and we're going to go into the stuff that I know we're taking, at least for now, okay? Thorn Totem, Summon Thorn Totem, 4/4 for the maximum totems. I really wish they would change this node, but whatever. 3/4 to allow us to take Grove Mind, which is summoning them all at once in a ring. And then 2/5 in the Totemic Wisdom, which gets us to this guy, which is also useless, at least right now. This allows us to get Pillars of Herat to change these totems to cold. And then Frost Attunement, which gives the totem a little bit of benefit per attunement, which we'll have a lot of. So the reason why we take 2/5 here is to get us to this guy, Lasting Affliction, which increases a poison or frostbite duration. And to Rotten Core, which is going to make the totems explode when they die or are unsummoned. And this will be converted to cold damage with this node, Pillars of Herat taken. So this is kind of a cool interaction. I ran this on the Totem Shatter build last cycle, but this is it's going to be cool, and I hope this will be a lot more interesting. Moving on to Upheaval, we've got 3/5 in Unstoppable Strength, 1/1 in Excavating Blow. This is going to make one fault line to 3, and then right here the Erupting Earth. This is going to make 3 fault lines into 5, and a star pattern around you. And then you're going to want to immediately take this node, because Upheaval has a huge mana cost when you do this. Like its base mana cost is, what is it, 10? Yeah, it's just a lot. It costs a lot of mana. So we take this guy right here, and then over here we got to get to the Shatter node. So Sundering Strike to get us to Rock Upsurge, which is used to get us to this right here, Rejuvenating Splitters. Upheaval and Shockwave hits from Sundering Strikes now shatter totems. This does a lot of damage, and it's thematically really pleasing to do. It's really fun. So after that, you want to go over here to Bleed and Slow Chance, and really just to get us this, which is going to convert the base damage to cold. After that, you can see that I have 6 points unspent here. It's up to you how you want to spend these. Like, I would probably go into the cast Shatter on enemies I kill with Upheaval. So, you know, but I might do something else. I might make it like this. You know, there's a lot of things you can do. It's kind of personal preference. These are the mandatory nodes that you're going to need to make the Totem Shatter work well. Okay, moving on to Tempest Strike. Like I said, I don't know how much mana we're going to use or need. So, off the bat, Tempest Strike, we're going to use it for mana. We'll see how it goes. This could be swapped with the Spriggan Companion if I need like more just passive mana regen. If I think I have enough sustained mana while channeling, since mana while channeling was since mana regen while channeling was fixed. So yeah, we'll see. But for starters, we're going to take this whole circle. This is going to get rid of all the Tempest, as well as give us the 5 mana back with no Tempest. And then Ancestral Swiftness, this is going to reduce the last 4 mana cost that this circle doesn't take care of, since this has a base cost of 16. So now all that's left is that we gain 5 mana back every time we use Tempest Strike. And then the other thing is Gladiator of Lagon. This is one of the best buffs that Shaman can have from an ability. It just gives you a global spell damage buff per stack up to I think your average is going to be about 15 stacks. Like, the cap can be higher, but the average probably about 15 stacks. So you know, plus 4 damage, plus 4 spell damage global per stack. So it's going to buff all of our spell damage. It's a really good node. So if we can make it work with Tempest Strike, we will. But if we can't, you know, if we're not using Tempest Strike enough, then it's not going to work. Maybe we make Tempest Strike a totem and do it like that. I'm not sure. Let's see. We're going to do some testing around here. We will see, okay? But the most important ones are going to be the Avalanche, the Thorn Totem, and the Upheaval, and just Tempest Strike from mana regen. And then when I give you guys the updates, you can see what I can figure out for sustained mana and things like that. Okay, guys, that's all the skills. So that's going to be everything for this this video. This is going to be my League Start build for Cycle 2. And if you are going to play this, I think that you're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.